Scott Boda here with Steeda Autosports to talk about our S550 cold air intakes. What we're going to talk about today is the difference between an open lid cold air intake and a closed lid, and which one will be best for your S550 Mustang. Okay, so we all know what's the purpose of a cold air intake. Well, it's to suck in cold air, right? Cold air means horsepower. The cooler, the denser the air, the more horsepower potential that your car has. Now, you can do it a lot of different ways. It's always been typically an open style cold air kit. Looks really good, you got your filter hanging out. The OEM has been good over the years of trying to make the factory cold air intake a little bit better. But here at Steeda, we're known for taking things to the next level, so that's exactly what we did with our closed lid cold air intake. But we're going to talk about the specific differences of what each kit does and why each one's a little bit different and why you need one for your Mustang. So let's face it, anytime we can get more air into a motor and air out of the motor, you're going to make more horsepower, right? All an internal combustion engine is just a big air pump. So we're just trying to get that air in and out of the motor. Now, as with most all aftermarket cold air intakes, you do need to add a computer tune to really take advantage of the potential for the cold air intake. Now, the computer tune is there because we are increasing the size of the mass air meter. Without a proper calibration, you can literally damage your motor by not having it tuned properly. So if you're gonna get the cold air intake, you're gonna have to get the tune at the same time. Now, there are cold air intakes out there that don't require a tune. In fact, we offer some here at Steeda as well. You're not going to maximize the potential though if you go that route. Because all said and done, a tune theoretically does add more horsepower than the cold air kit does, but we're gonna try to increase the volume of the air getting into that Coyote to maximize your horsepower. We're here with our 2018 Steeda ProFlow open air intake. The beauty of this intake, looks right. There is no doubt about it. When you pop your hood, you've got a cold air intake on your car. Nice, smooth, rotomolded intake tube, velocity stack. Now what a velocity stack is it's gonna be a funnel that's taking a larger diameter of air and squeezing it in. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the velocity of the air. What this is gonna do is it's gonna give you an optimum, very clean mass air meter signal. This is a kit that I recommend for people that daily drive their Mustangs, right? They want a little more horsepower, they like the looks of it. The Steeda kit is designed specifically for the 18 and newer, the 3rd gen Coyote, where it's going to seal against the hood. There's no trimming of the engine cover required. We do offer this kit in a 114 millimeter mass air meter. A tune is required, but like I said, it's really gonna allow these 3rd gen Coyotes to breathe a lot better, and it also looks great. So back in November 2017, we had our Project Silver Bullet delivered to us from Pompano Beach, Florida. We immediately went to the drag strip, and the first thing we wanted to add was our existing 15 to 17 cold air intake. But Ford actually increased the mass air meter for the 3rd gen Coyote motor. We were not seeing the results that we wanted to see at the 1320. And as we always say around here at Steeda, we like to prove or disprove a theory by going to the track and racing. So it was me and an engineer over a couple cold ones at a local restaurant where we came up with our closed lid cold air intake designed exclusively for the S550 Mustang. And before we move over to the closed lid, my personal favorite, this does, with a tune, pick up close to 30 horsepower to the rear tires. Now that's gonna be on premium 93 octane. Of course, if you do splash some E85 in your car, you're gonna see gains that are even greater than that to the rear tires. Remember, all of Steeda's products come with a lifetime warranty, so we proudly stand behind this for a lifetime. You got a 1,000,000-mile air filter that's cleanable, reusable, so all in all, it is an absolute great kit and looks very nicely on this 2018 Mustang. So as I was saying, when we originally went to the drag strip with our 15 to 17 cold air intake, open air, with a little smaller mass air meter, we didn't see the results that we wanted. So we went to the drawing board. How could we get a production model 2018 Gen 3 Coyote motor into the 10s? And not only into the 10s, but the first one in the world into the 10s. So we started coming up with some ideas. Me and the engineer went to work on our 3D printer and we printed up a prototype closed lid cold air kit. Reason why we did that is Ford made the lower part of this airbox a little bit bigger. And what we're doing is we're trying to maximize the ram air effect coming in through this front snorkel. So let's see. While we're at speed, you're driving down the road, maybe cruising doing 50 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, you get a 45 mile an hour wind coming right at this front bumper. Now when you're in the quarter mile, these things run about 117 miles an hour stock. If we could capture that air and force it down the throat of this Coyote, we're going to make more power, right? It's actually just a ram air effect. So we printed up some 3D prototypes, we printed them up, and we immediately went to the drag strip. Now they didn't actually seal right away at first, so thanks to some Thompson water seal and some Flex Seal, we were able to seal up those 3D prototyped intakes. But what we wanted to do is try to prove or disprove a theory. Will it prove the theory? Because in February of 2018, the Steeda Silver Bullet became the world's first all-motor Gen 3 Coyote into the 10s on motor alone, naturally aspirated. So we were super excited about it. So we had to go to our manufacturer and come out with a production version of this kit. The beauty of the kit is the coldest air intake temps on the market. Well, why does that make a difference? Well, because air intake temps is what's going to tell the computer how much max timing it can run. The more timing you can run in a motor, the more potential there is for horsepower. So we knew by having colder air intake temps, we were going to maximize the efficiency of this motor. So went into production with it, and we absolutely loved it. The results were outstanding. Now I do tell people this is a max effort cold air kit. What that means is it is exactly that. It's a max effort. It's not going to have the signal quality of a velocity stack system with an open air filter. That's why for a lot of the daily drivers, I recommend the open air. But if you're looking for a max effort cold air kit for your road course guys, autocrossers, drag strips, or just want the coolest intake temps on the market, the Steeda Pro Flow closed lid cold air intake is your ticket. It also offers the industry's largest mass air meter. You're talking about something that's adjustable from 120 to 128 millimeters. All told, this Gen 3 Coyote, with the help of some comp cams and some Brett and Barber magic, makes 570 horsepower to the rear tires through an automatic. It's the world's only Gen 3 Mustang that's been in the 9-second range on motor. We're talking 994 at 139 miles an hour. Stay tuned because this winter, we're going to show you how to get this car down the 970s and 960 range. Still, all motor. One of the other beauties about this Steeda cold air intake is it's compatible with the Cobra Jet intake manifold. Everybody knows if you want to go fast, the 18 manifold is a phenomenal manifold, but for all-out performance, you really want a Cobra Jet upper intake manifold. So the beauty with the closed lid is we have two different elbows, one for the stock manifold and one for the CJ. And it does fit all 15 to 2020 Ford Mustangs. Now I should mention that while we said you could pick up close to 30 horsepower with the open air, the closed lid is not a dyno queen. The open air is going to make more power on a dyno every single time. Why? Because you got the filter hanging open, there's more surface area. But I don't know the last time I raced my car with the hood open going down the track. So to see the real world results with the closed lid, you're not gonna see it on a dyno. You're gonna see it at speed in the real world environment because none of that air coming through that front bumper gets bled off. It goes straight down the throat of that Coyote. So that is really gonna shine, like I said, at the drag strip, road course, or at the autocross. So I hope you all enjoyed the comparison between our open air cold air intake and the closed lid. Hopefully that gives you some insight to which cold air kit would be best for you. And remember, here at Steeda Autosports, we proudly make all these components right here in the United States. If you liked what you saw here today, enjoyed the content, go ahead and slap that subscribe button, tag that notification bell so you get all of our updates on our new videos and things like that. And remember, check out Steeda.com and all of our social channels because at Steeda, speed matters.